Kim Taehyung, a member of BTS better known to the public as V, has finally made a shocking official statement. He experienced a terrifying incident during his military service. This revelation not only sparked deep concern among ARMY, but also prompted Jungkook to show an emotional reaction he had never publicly shown before. What really happened behind the closed doors of the South Korean military? And why was Taehyung's statement so highly anticipated, yet so alarming, without explicitly mentioning details of the location, time, or the perpetrator? Taehyung wrote a lengthy post on the weverse community platform, clearly stating that he had experienced a situation that was psychologically and physically threatening. He did not use hyperbolic language, but every sentence described tension and fear that is rarely expressed by a celebrity of his stature in the context of military service. I tried to remain silent because I wanted to complete my national duty calmly. But this incident continues to haunt me every day, he wrote. This is not just about me as a person. This is about the sense of security that every citizen should have while carrying out their duty. This statement quickly sparked widespread speculation. An unnamed source close to HYB labels revealed that Taehyung had reported a serious incident to the military unit he was stationed at. However, it is suspected that the report was not properly followed up. As a result, Taehyung's psychological condition reportedly faced severe pressure, which ultimately led him to speak out publicly. This incident raises serious questions. Was there negligence in the protection system for soldiers, even for public figures like V? Jungkook, who is known as one of the quietest members of BTS, gave a surprising response through a live stream shortly after Taehyung's statement went viral. In the broadcast, Jungkook appeared unable to hide his emotional expression. His eyes were swollen and his voice trembled as he expressed deep concern for his friend. "I know this is really difficult for him," said Jungkook. "And honestly, I'm angry. Very angry. There are things that should not happen, especially in a place that should be safe." Jungkook's reaction not only strengthened the seriousness of what happened to Taehyung, but also showed his frustration with the system that failed to provide protection. Jungkook did not mention any specific institutions or parties, but his tone and facial expression showed an undeniable tension. Meanwhile, HYB Labels has not issued an official statement regarding the incident revealed by Taehyung. When asked for clarification by several media outlets, a representative from HYB gave only a brief response. "We respect our artist's statement and will take internal measures to ensure the safety and mental health of all members." However, such a neutral response triggered strong reactions from fans. On the other hand, some observers of the Korean entertainment industry believe that Taehyung's statement could trigger a wider public discourse about the treatment of celebrities who undergo military service. More than just celebrities, Taehyung represents the younger generation of Korea, who not only face pressure from the entertainment industry, but also from the rigid social systems in place. When a global figure like him dares to state that he feels unsafe within a state institution, it opens a serious conversation about protection, mental health, and accountability. Will this serve as a catalyst for reforms in military policies regarding public figures? Or will it instead trigger a backlash against idols who are considered too vocal? Korea University's public relations expert, Professor Han Ji-young, stated that Taehyung's bravery opens the door for a new narrative in public discourse about the military and celebrities. This statement could be a turning point. Celebrities have been silent because they fear public perception. But Taehyung shows that silencing the truth is no longer relevant, he said. However, this kind of publication is not without risk. Fans, particularly international ARMY, are now calling for legal protection for Taehyung and urging the South Korean government to conduct an independent investigation. Jungkook, in his live stream, ended with one line that is now quoted and shared millions of times. "If we stay silent, this can happen again to anyone." The world is now watching South Korea, waiting for a response, waiting for justice. Because what Taehyung revealed is not just a personal story. It is a snapshot of a system that needs to be re-examined. And if that truth is painful, then the voice that exposes it is the beginning of healing. Now, all eyes are on the next step. Will the government act? Will the military open itself to internal review? And most importantly, will Taehyung's voice finally change everything? However, Amid the flood of sympathy and support flowing for Kim Taehyung, a far more complex and profound question arises. Is all of this really happening? Or are we being dragged into a narrative carefully constructed to provoke emotions and capture global media attention? In a world where information circulates at lightning speed, the public is often swept away in a moment of euphoria. We read, "We are shocked, then we share," without leaving room to ask, is this source credible? Has the information been verified by independent parties? Who was the first to spread it? Does this narrative align consistently? Or does it change depending on who is speaking? It must be emphasized that most of the information related to this incident comes from social platforms like TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, now known as X, and several community media channels, not all of which adhere to professional journalistic standards. On one hand, these platforms have become a primary venue for revealing alternative information that mainstream media often overlooks. On the other hand, they are also where various forms of disinformation, manipulative, sensationalist, and often exploitative, are born and spread. The question now becomes deeper. Are we possibly victims of a story that is framed so dramatically, yet may not have a solid factual foundation? Or perhaps, on the contrary, this is a silent cry that has been ignored by the system and is now finally being heard due to public pressure. In this case, the silence from the South Korean military and the diplomatic responses from hybe labels remain ambiguous. Does their silence reflect caution? Or is it an organized effort to suppress an issue that could explode internationally? The lack of concrete data regarding the time, place, or direct witnesses opens up vast room for speculation. And therein lies the problem, because when the information space is obscured, the truth is often the first casualty. Jungkook's emotional reaction also comes under scrutiny. Many see it as a genuine expression from a friend, but others begin to question, why was it conveyed through a live stream rather than an official statement? Why has there been no legal action or formal investigation to follow? Could this emotional display be an empathetic strategy crafted by the agency to strengthen the public narrative? We are not in a position to accuse or to confirm, but as consumers of information, we have a moral and intellectual responsibility to not take everything at face value, especially when those claims involve the reputation, safety, and credibility of individuals and major institutions. Is it possible that this incident is part of a campaign to boost BTS's visibility during their military hiatus? Or could it be a form of quiet resistance against the military pressures that have been considered taboo to discuss openly? We urge all readers and fans to become part of a thoughtful and reflective information society. Do not let emotions override logic. Do not let love for an idol justify swallowing all information whole. Remember that behind the scenes of social media, there are always agendas, strategies, and possibilities of manipulation. This information is based on a collection of data from various open sources, most of which have yet to be fully verified. Therefore, this article should be read as a stimulus to think, not as a final conclusion about reality. Lastly, we leave you with one question that should echo in every reader's mind. Are you sure that what you're reading today is the truth? Or is it simply a narrative designed to control your emotions?